Okay, so I'm re-filming this. I went to make the video and put the two things together because, as you'll find out in the second one, I got actually a phone call. Well, halfway through that first video, it hiccuped and froze, and then the audio and the video were totally off, and it was horrid, and I'm not good enough. I don't know how to fix that yet. So basically, I'm just redoing the intro. So, hey, this was my first Loot Crate that I ever bought. The reason why it was Loot Crate was going, hey, October is time. And they hinted at, basically, through a little picture, that there was a picture of Peter Capaldi from Doctor Who. There was a picture of Bill and Ted. It's not Great Adventure. It's something like that. It's The Great Adventure. I can't remember, which I say it properly in this next one because I actually read it. And so I was like, oh, what? Me wrong. And then Back to the Future. And basically, the whole entire reason is that I got it was for Back to the Future and Doctor Who. I am a huge Whovian. I can say that I was a Whovian before it was cool to be a Whovian in the United States. And I'm a product of the reboot. And BBC America, and when it was on in the UK, and then it took us 6 to 8 months to get it in the States. Like, it was horrid waiting for it. Hold on a second, sorry guys. Let's get a little less. I realized that like half my face was completely like lit white, and the other half wasn't. Two-faced? No. So yeah, so basically I was a Whovian before I was a Whovian to be cool in the US. I remember people were like, oh, what's your favorite show? I'm like, oh my gosh, Doctor Who. And they'd be like, what is that? No one knew who or what Doctor Who was when I was starting to watch it. And I didn't start watching it because we got it like 6 to 8 months afterwards. So I didn't start watching it until I think technically the end of second season, beginning of third, because I remember like one of the first ones I ever saw was the beginning of David Tennant and as the Doctor, and then Freema as Martha Jones, which then caused me, actually I don't think I could do it for another year or so. Netflix finally got like Christopher Eccleston and Billie Piper as Rose Tyler, so watch those. And so because of that, I am my Doctor is David Tennant. Besides the fact that all the actors who have ever played the Doctor are amazing actors. I love David Tennant beyond belief, and all that. So I'm a Whovian. And all that, which of course I've been a bad Whovian because I haven't completely caught up with Peter Capaldi, which I actually never really had a problem with Peter Capaldi for age. I just seen him in stuff that I didn't like before. Like, he was kind of a jerk when he was in Fires of Pompeii for Doctor Who. He was a big jerk when it came to Torchwood. And the other thing that I had seen him in was called 40-something, with hilariously has Benedict Cumberbatch at like 26 years old, and Hugh Laurie just before he came to America to do House, which is funny because he's a doctor in that show, and Peter Capaldi plays another doctor in the surgery, which is like our regular clinics, because they use different names and stuff like that. So I saw Peter in that, and I didn't really like him. Though, hilariously, the first thing I actually started to like him in was The Musketeers that BBC America did, where he was the Cardinal, and the Cardinal is such an ass, but he was amazing. So I was like, okay, I was going to watch Doctor Who no matter what, because it's Doctor Who. Like, sorry, sometimes there's good actors, sometimes there's not, whatever. And I was really, really surprised. So anyways, so I'm a huge Whovian fan. The other thing is I grew up watching Back to the Future. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Like, I fell in love with them at a very, very young age. Of course, there were some things that you didn't realize that someone was in until much later in life. Like, I remember also growing up and watching Roger Rabbit, and I was probably finally like an early teenager that I also realized that the judge, I think is what he's called from that's been going around killing tunes in the dip, was Christopher Lloyd. Like, but I loved him in that, even though he was the evil person. But so anyway, so Back to the Future. So I'm a huge fan, and of course, those Loot Crate was Time, and I had never bought one because I had seen it. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Like, if you're a huge geek and nerd, and like, if you actually had stuff. But the problem is mine's so weirdly selected, and I'm not a huge one. Like, in a whole bunch of, I don't have a whole bunch of fandoms that I'm a part of. So I was kind of like, I don't want to waste my money, blah, blah, blah. But this one being Time, and it had Back to the Future and Doctor Who, I was like, okay. And I knew that it had Bill and Ted in there, and I figured that I probably have a friend somewhere that whatever is Bill and Ted, I'll give it to him, type thing. So I had to buy it. Like, and the other thing is because Back to the Future, October 21st, 2015, almost said the wrong date, is when in the second movie they go back to the future to save Marty's son and make things proper and stuff like that. So, and I got this the Loot Crate I got just shortly after October 21st, so the huge hoopla that happened and all that stuff, which was awesome and amazing. So between Doctor Who and Back to the Future, I had to get it. So this video, it's a reopening. When I got it, my mom was more excited, like, oh my gosh, you need to open it, I want to see what's inside of it. So my initial freakouts were with my mom opening it for the very, very first time and like seeing the things and going, oh my gosh, this is inside of it, and all that. So that's not the initial reaction you guys will get. So I've already seen everything, but it was amazing. The initial freak out was probably hilarious to watch because I was very girly and very excited, and that's not really me, like, unless it's like those things that I get really girly and excited about, which a lot of times is Doctor Who, or cute little animals, because, you know, I'm a female, like, you guys love cute little babies, animals, type thing. So, so here is me opening up my very first Loot Crate. I hope you enjoy. Oh, and I had gotten a call, which is why there was a break in the thing. So, this is me basically restarting a video of opening up the Loot Crate. So, I hope you enjoy. See you next time. So, sorry about that. Got a phone call. So, the first thing was the pop. It's a Dr. Emmett Brown. So freaking excited. Like, I freaked out so bad when I got this. What was really, really cool is that on the back, of course, is the other ones, and they have a Marty. So I am probably going to, like anybody else who got a Marty or got the Doc, is now going to go try to find the other one so that I have a matching set. So I'm going to go see, I'm hoping that like eBay probably or something like that has a Marty, which of course I'm pretty sure that means it's going to be hiked up because, you know, of course it says Loot Crate exclusive and all that, and, you know, there you normally go for, you know, $12 to $15. I've seen sometimes around $8 to $10, but like Hot Topic is normally where you see a whole bunch of these, like a wall case of pop vinyls, and they're all normally like $12.50. I actually just recently bought two, which had nothing to do with this and all that. So I'm hopefully gonna go find it, and hopefully Marty's not too expensive and all that stuff. But then again, I'm not too sure how many people would actually give this up, since pretty sure this is why a lot of us got it, was because of Back to the Future. So what's also cool is with Back to the Future, you get this, a hoverboard It's a 1/5 scale of the actual hoverboard, and of course it's like, okay, obviously it's not gonna hover. But what's really cool is that in this, it has a little card, and it says this document certifies this 1/5 scale replica of the Back to the Future 2 hoverboard was created by Quantum Mechanics Inc. under license from Universal Pictures exclusive for Loot Crate. And it has Andy Gore, the CEO of, I'm guessing, Quantum Max Incorporated, and Chris Davis, the CEO of Loot Crate, signed it. So you get this cool little card that proves that, you know, hey, look, you've got this special thing. So what's really cool is that it's inside, and it's, you know, all nicely, all that, so that it doesn't, you know, it's got little foam things. But, like, I kind of freaked out. It's a little figurine. It is so freaking adorable. So it sits like this, but this is what it looks like. So you got the hover, I guess I could turn it this direction. So the hoverboard, and all that. So it's on this little thing, so you can sit it down and, you know, have a nice little hoverboard, you know, and all that. So for any Back to the Future geek, you know, oh my gosh, this was the other thing. I was kind of like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, because I was excited. I love Back to the Future, as I stated, but so it was like, oh my, you know, you get this little 1/5 scale of Back to the Future, which is kind of cool. These are the only two things that are, Back to the Future, but everything else, there's only 2 other things in here, and they're not the same thing, so it's kind of cool. You get 2 Back to the Future things, which I'm kind of happy because it's definitely, you know, I guess technically this one is another Back to the Future. It's the pin, and it says Loot Crate, and it says October 2015 time, so it's the thing, but it's got the flux capacitor, symbol in it, so it's another kind of, you know, Back to the Future themed-ish thing. Then I started laughing. I was like, yes, something Doctor Who. What are we going to get? And then I laughed my ass off. I'm not kidding you. You get a Doctor Who, and it's a Loot Crate exclusive, Sonic Spork. And I started laughing. I'm like, a Sonic Spork? Seriously? And what, you know, lo and behold, it's a Spork. And it is Matt Smith's, the 11th Doctor's, Sonic Screwdriver. You know, with the green tip instead of the red one that he has momentarily for one of the things. So, a Spork. That's a Sonic Screwdriver. So, I don't know if I'm actually really going to use it as a Spork, or I'm just going to have this weird Spork in a collection somewhere hiding around going, I have a Sonic Screwdriver Spork. I'll probably eventually one day pull it out and use it for something, because I'm going to need, you know, a utensil and all that. So I'm not joking. I was laughing my ass off. Like, that is a Sonic Screwdriver Spork. And, you know, look, you know, nicely, it comes from BBC and all that. So then the only other thing that's in here is a t-shirt, which was interesting because, they ask you when you do it, what size t-shirt you would wear, if your package includes it, which at the time I thought the only ones that include it are the ones when you do the yearly subscriptions, like a full year, which of course, you know, it costs less than if you do, I think there's a 3-month and the 1 month, and part of me thinks there's something in between the 3-month and the year one, but I might be wrong. But I only did this month one because it was time, and you can cancel your subscription at any point. So I was kind of like, you know what, I'll see what this one is, and, you know, all that, and, you know, type thing. Because I thought about, because I've bought something recently on eBay that was a Loot Crate item, that if I didn't like something, I would then just sell it on eBay. But then I found out with eBay, a lot of times they take a lot of your money, so not entirely sure if I'm going to do that, which kind of makes me also go, I'm probably not going to keep doing Loot Crate unless 1 month again, you know, it's something that, like, oh my gosh, totally need to have. So this is the only thing that, as I said, kind of, that obviously there was a Bill and Ted thing and all this, that this is the only thing, and I'm not disappointed. It's really, really cool, but I guess because it's a t-shirt, I feel like if you're not part of that fandom or you really know it, you shouldn't be wearing the merchandise. I'm kind of like, okay, what am I going to do? Maybe I'll actually now watch Bill and Ted and actually find out. But it's a Bill and Ted t-shirt. So this is what it looks like, and all that. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it and all that stuff. But it's kind of cool, because it comes all in this box. And of course it's gonna get this, Party On Dudes, which is kind of funny because it's got the blue phone box in the back, which to me is Doctor Who, but there's no real Whovians, which actually makes me think that what that is all the humans here. This has to deal with, or this is a phone box, which I know it has something to do with Bill and Ted. So this is the Bill and Ted one, where if you look here, you see part of the TARDIS, and you look on this side, and you can see part of the DeLorean from Back to the Future. So I think that's what that is. So I'm sorry for calling that a phone box and thinking Doctor Who, because it's a TARDIS and police box, phone box, and all that. So I'm guessing because that, guessing this is Bill and Ted, and I'm not sure which way's which. But the other thing that's kind of cool, is like, document, share, and enjoy, which is why I'm kind of documenting this. But it also comes with this little, I'm going to call it a magazine and all that. And this was the picture that they showed with the crate. So that's why I was like, oh, look, Doctor Who. I knew that was Bill and Ted. And then up here is the clock tower from Back to the Future. So that's why I was like, oh, yes. What was really, really cool is that it's got this opening. I guess it's the first time because my mom read it out loud. But it says, "Welcome, time traveler. Since you started reading this, you've traveled a bit into the future. That's science fact." Probably. This month's theme is time, and quite appropriate. We're celebrating the 30th anniversary of Back to the Future, and the month and year Marty McFly travels to in Back to the Future 2. The timeless appeal of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Oh, I guess I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. And the timey-wimey charm of Doctor Who. We're trying out new things this month, mostly additional content like this personal message to you, our beloved looter. You'll see new types of articles, fresh design ideas, and more information all around. Let us know what you think and email us at this. And then until next time, time Loot Crate, which I thought was really, really cool. And so, you get to go. That's slightly creepy. I guess, and it shows, this, and it's like, this month's contest. We launch a contest first of every month at Loot Crate, or Loot.cr contest. I guess you post, like, things and all that stuff. So, it's then, oh, cosplay in the crate, how cool. So it had stuff, that page was, about Bill and Ted, and the next one is about Marty. So the next one's, Mega Crate. Oh. So if you get the Mega Crate, which is I think the only way you can get that is if you're like the yearly one. It's got some cool stuff. And a mini Mega Crate. Oh, that would have been kind of cute. But I kind of own some of those. It has some Doctor Who stuff in there. Sorry. But it's kind of cool. One of the things is the centerfold says, out of time, like the thing. And then it actually has a who's your doctor on the other side. So, I wonder. Okay, so who's your doctor? Doctor Who has been around for decades, and a lot of actors have played the titular doctor. Who's yours? Okay. Do you like your heroes serious or fun-loving? Ooh. I'll say fun. Old school or new school? I guess I'll go new. What about bow ties? Cool, 11th. Nope, 10th. Okay, well that makes sense. Like, I love bow ties, but I only love bow ties because Matt Smith makes them sexy and all that. So, okay, if I had gone serious, how grumpy we talking? Kind of. Martial arts master? Obviously, apparently, the third Doctor is that way. Not necessarily. How do you feel about people wearing vegetables? Great idea! Of course, the fifth Doctor. Not so much. So a more subdued wardrobe? Yes. Oh, the ninth. No, it's kind of a subdued. It can be a little weird. Thoughts on master strategists? Just looking for a regular guy. The eighth Doctor, they're the best. The seventh Doctor, okay. So if you're very, very grumpy about wanting grumpy, do you like bright colors? If you say yes, it's the sixth Doctor, of course. Nope. Do you prefer your heroes with a family? Sure, that's the first. Makes sense because he has travels with a granddaughter. Nah. We go to the next question. And armed with attack eyebrows. Naturally, the 12th Doctor. Yeah, Peter Capaldi's got some eyebrows, man. No, what even is that? The War Doctor. Oh, they even include the War Doctor. Awesome. Oh, so if old school or new school, if you said old school, how do you feel about scarves? If you love them, it's the fourth. If it's nope, it's the second. That's kind of cool. What I think is even funnier is when you get to that whatever Doctor it is, they kind of, like the outline. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. The outline, so like the fourth Doctor, he's got his hat on. Like, the War Doctor, we even got a little bit of his mustache. Like, this is absolutely really cool. Like, seventh? Yeah, seventh. So, alright, so, naturally I'm either the 10th or the 11th, and the only reason why I love the 11th is because that bow tie is sexy as all hell. So, this is kind of cool. Future imperfect. Prediction. Hoverboard. Oh, future imperfect. Back to the Future 2 made a lot of predictions about the world of 2015. Here's a handy scorecard to see how well the predictions actually turned out. Hoverboards, hoverboards, hoverboards. Kinda. Yeah, that's true. Jaws 19. No. Thank goodness. I didn't even think there's a Jaws 2. I don't know. Drones in common use. Yep. Flat screens and lots of TV channels. Oh, yeah. Slang like Bojo, Lobo, and Tranks. Nope. Gotta be something that, what, fifth junior says? Biometric ID, scanning eyes, fingerprints. Kinda, yeah, you know, you can scan hands or fingerprints, you know, they can now fingerprint that way. I'm gonna say the fax machine, getting rid of fax machines. I have no idea what that word is that they're trying to make me say. Nope. Video games played without using your hands. Yep. Personal tech used at the dining table. Yep. I just actually ate at Red Robin, and they've got one of those little things you play with. Flying cars. Kinda. I wouldn't even say we kinda have flying cars. I won't say that, no, we don't really have flying cars. So, and then they tell you about this month's loot. So, Great Scott, we have, which is interesting. Oh! I think the Loot Crate, the only special you get is Doc Brown. Because it's only him. When I turn the next page, there's no Marty. So Marty must be a normal one, and Doc Brown... Oh, this Doc Brown is an exclusive. See how he has the cables and then the lightning goes straight? So it's from when he needs to go back to 1985 when he goes back in time and he has to fix his parents. He ends up almost screwing it up again. So this guy, he must be the exclusive, because on the back, the Dr. Emmett Brown is the Emmett Brown that is at the very, very beginning when he tells Marty about the DeLorean and shoots and gets killed, and then this whole thing about Marty's got to save him, and then just Marty. So this Dr. Brown is the exclusive. So I'm going to have to go find that Dr. Brown and this Marty McFly now. Oh no. I need somewhere to put all my little trinkets. I've got so many trinkets. Okay. Exclusive Back to the Future. Gotcha. Great sculpt. Okay, and the t-shirt. The hoverboard, the spork, and the time button. So that's kind of a cool thing. So this is what October's Loot Crate is, which is totally freaking awesome. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I am so glad I spent the money for the monthly one to see what it is and spent it on that. So I'm gonna figure out, maybe I'll watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure now and I'll totally get it and maybe I can actually wear it, or maybe I'll find a friend who's watched it and loves it and I'll just gift it to them, and hopefully they'll either be okay with the size or it'll swim on them, because I kind of get a bigger size than most people. So that's what's in Loot Crate. See you next time.